you're free to do that. So he went and I watched him. We went to a place and I noticed he got 3 large sodas, very large ones. Remember, a 12-ounce can of Coke is about 38 grams of sugar. That's just a regular can of Coke or Sprite or Mountain Dew, something like that. And a 12-ounce cup, I guess, of orange juice, apple juice, typically about 50 grams of sugar. So that's quite a bit. But he was buying these big ones. They were kind of like, almost like big gulps. And they had about 50, I calculated out about 50 grams of sugar each. He had 3 huge ones. He got a hot dog. He got 3 slices of pepperoni pizza. And then he got these 2 huge cookies that I calculated were about 25 grams each. So all in all, he had about 200 grams of sugar in this one meal. And this guy's big. I'm 6'2", he's probably about 6'4", about 260, big guy. Not necessarily overweight, just heavy, and he was eating. So he's a big guy and he ate this meal, and in the course of the day, he probably had about 5 meals. This was just one meal for him, kind of like a snack, even though it's a lot of food. And of course, the quality of the food, it was not the best, but the thing I want to focus on is the sugar, okay? If you look at the 3 sodas, the 2 cookies, I calculated he had about 200 grams of sugar with this one meal. 200 grams. Now, what is that? What does that mean? So about 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon. So when you look at a jar of peanut butter or bread or cookies or whatever it is you're buying that might be processed, look at the food label and look at how many grams of sugar it has. Every 4 grams is a teaspoon of sugar, all right? So he had about 200 grams of sugar in this one meal. If you divide that by 4, it's about 50 teaspoons of sugar. Now, how much is that? Now, this is a 1.5 liter bottle of water I got that someone left here. And I calculated that this has almost 50 teaspoons of sugar, about 3/4 of the bottle. Now, this is a big bottle. Look at the size of it. Now, in one meal, this gentleman had 50 teaspoons of sugar, about 3/4 of this bottle of water. That's a lot of sugar. And, if somebody asks, well,